Hey, what's up? I'm here with Cone from Operation MD and Sum 41.
Hey.
How's it going, dude?
Good, how you doing?
Thanks for coming in.
Yeah.
Welcome to the new building.
It's nice. Foosball.
Foosball.
Our band loves foosball.
Yeah. You guys big foosball guys?
We
Yeah.
are huge foosball guys. We try and get recording studios that have foosball in it when we record.
Really?
Yeah.
Nice. Did the one in Ajax have one? Because you recorded this, you guys, an abandoned...
Yeah, no, that was my wife's parents, and they're retired now, so they go down to Florida for the winter. So the house is always empty for like 6 months. So no, that didn't have foosball. I had a pool table,
Nice.
but not foosball.
Nice.
You always need something to pass the time.
Well, you guys recorded the new record in Toronto.
Yeah.
Like you laid down, I guess, the bass. It was the drums.
Drums,
and
yeah.
the guitars, right?
Yeah.
And then you went to Ajax and did the vocals in like 5 days.
Yeah.
So why did you guys decide to do that?
Well, it was, for one, doing the vocals out there is free.
Yeah.
So that's always good. But no, I mean, that was basically it. We were just looking for a place to do vocals really cheap, and that the house was, empty, so we could just rent a whole bunch of good gear. And Derek actually sent me a good mic from LA, and we just because we lived there too, and the only thing that sucked it was winter, so it was really cold, and Ajax, for some reason, it seems like they get more snow than Toronto. They probably don't, but it just seemed that way. It's just
Could be.
mountains and mountains of snow everywhere. And Todd's from LA, so he's hating it the whole time. And he said, "Why don't we record in LA? Why do we always have to?" He's like, "Every time I come to Canada, it's freezing. It's 40 below." And he's like, "It's cheaper up here."
Yeah, well, I was gonna say Todd probably had an issue with the snow.
Yeah, he always had. It seems like even when our last album came out, we went to do a press tour around Canada, and it was February. So every time he comes to Canada, it seems like it's 2 feet of snow, and he's got to bring his parka and all that stuff. But he's actually originally from New York, so he should be kind of used to it by now.
You should have built like an igloo, and then when he came up and recording in here, this is my studio.
Yeah.
Okay, but I mean, Todd, for people that don't know, is an H2O, and how did you hook up with Todd? I mean, that's pretty crazy. And I imagine you were probably a fan growing up.
Yeah, I knew about them. We met, I guess 2001 on the Warped Tour. They were on the whole thing. We were on Sum 41 was on the whole thing, and then we just for whatever reason we just became friends. I don't know why. Some bands you make friends with on the Warped Tour, some bands you never even talk to. H2O is one of those bands that they kind of brought us. One of the bands, like them and Rancid and oh shit,
Nice.
Sorry, that kind of we made friends with, and so Todd and I especially became really good friends. And then actually Sum 41 brought H2O on a tour after that.
Oh,
so
sweet.
we just then the idea came up to we should record music together. And I'd always written music, and he's the main songwriter in H2O, so he obviously writes music.
Yeah.
So then we just started fooling around with ideas, and then the first album came. But I guess 5 years later though. But it was like a slow process.
But it was pretty much just let's have some fun. that type of
Yeah,
thing.
it was there was a lot of bands at the time that were doing some side projects, and we were actually, I think the idea came because we were making fun of some certain side projects that were very good, and we're like, we got to do one that's really good and garagey and garage punk rock kind of stuff. And then that's when the idea came, and actually the first single, Sayonara, was one of the first songs that
It's a great song.
Yeah, Todd actually came up with the riff and everything. And she's just like, this is what it should sound like, and then we just kind of went from there.
Funny video too.
Yeah, Steve actually directed that.
Yeah. So I mean, are you guys gonna do a video for anything off this? I mean, the first single is Buried at Sea.
Yeah, Buried at Sea.
Yeah.
We've been talking about it, but since this is on our own label now, we don't really have a huge budget for stuff.
Times have changed too, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit, right?
Yeah, you don't necessarily need a video to go to MTV or Much Music or anything like that. More we're talking about, I mean, it'd be nice to have a video on, but they don't necessarily always play videos all the time on those stations anymore.
Especially these days, yeah.
But we're talking about just making a fun video, maybe something viral for YouTube.
That'd be sick, yeah.
So I don't know when or how that's going to happen, but we're talking about it with Steve. Steve would do it if we did something.
So explain the medical theme. Why? Where? What?
The medical theme, we were going through a lot of names. Like we had a list of band names like this long, and I guess something came up about having nurses on stage.
Of course.
It's just something that came up.
It's very Blink-182.
Yeah, yeah. So something like something about nurses on stage, and we said, well, yeah, we should be doctors. We should be dressed in doctors' outfits. I don't know. It's probably a crazy, weird, drunk night one of just spinning ideas around, and then so we wanted a name that went along with the theme of being doctors and having nurses on stage, and then we thought of the operation. Then we wanted it to be the operation, but there was 100 operation bands in the world, so we added MD for medical doctor on the end to make it more unique than the other ones. Yeah.
So you're Dr. Dynamite.
Yeah.
And there's Dr. Rocco.
Yeah.
Is Todd.
That's Todd.
Now, I was on Wikipedia like any good journalist, and
of course, that's where you get all the
yeah,
info.
that's where you get the info. And there's a bunch of doctors listed here. Can I go through some of the doctors with you, and you can tell me who these people are?
Yeah, totally.
Doctor, is it Dinero or De Niro?
De Niro.
That's Steve,
That's
right?
Steve, yeah.
That's Steve. So De Niro.
De Niro means money.
Okay, cool. I thought it may be based on the actor.
No, like De Niro, like
Cashish.
yeah.
Cool.
He made that up. I don't even know what.
Dr. London.
Dr. London is Adam, is the bass player from H2O. He played when we played the Bovine. When our first album came out, he played guitar, and he's from England.
Oh, okay, cool.
He wanted that name.
Dr. London. Okay. Dr. Space.
Dr. Space is actually Matt Brand, who I've known growing up. Before I was in Sum 41, we had a band together, and he's just
What band?
It was called Second Opinion. It was like a grunge band that I was in before Sum 41.
Okay, cool.
So I've known him since I was like 5, and he played on the first album. He played drums on the first album, but we always just called him Space through high school because he was just so spaced
Spacey?
out. Yeah, spacey.
Okay, cool. Dr. Is it Woe?
Whoa, yeah. Todd's was also in Juliet and the Licks.
Yeah.
Which Juliet Lewis's band. And Jason Womack was also in that band, and he also played with us when we played the Casby Awards.
Oh, okay,
He was
cool.
like the other guitar player.
Okay, cool. So that makes sense.
Dr.
Dr. Woe,
Womack,
right?
yeah, Dr. Woe.
And Dr. Simpson.
Dr. Simpson, I don't know. That's the drummer from H2O.
Okay, cool.
He played the Bovine show. I have no idea why he's called Dr. Simpson. I think he made his own nickname up or something.
Okay, cool. So we've gotten all the doctors cleared up. Now, Ian DeSaw is also on the record.
Yeah.
Does he have a doctor name? Is he a doctor?
I call him Dr. Sauce because that's what everyone calls him Sauce.
Okay.
Because I guess he likes,
He likes
to
the
drink.
sauce? He's a fan of Frank's Red Hot.
He likes the JD.
ExploreMusic wears English Laundry apparel.